Hi students, the next topic is time estimates in PET under unit number 4, lesson number 7. Before going to know the various time estimations under PET, first of all, we should know what is the meaning of a time estimation. Time estimation is very much important in the project management. Why? Because on the basis of time estimation, how many tasks are held in the total project work. The reliable time can be estimated, which help us to completion of a project within a stipulated period. Otherwise, the project is not able to complete it within a agreed time. On the basis of this reason, time estimation is having a dominated role in the project management or network analysis. The time work can be made by the experts and knowledgeable persons with the help of various aspects. Particularly, already I said, that is on the basis of time components: optimistic time, most likely time, and pessimistic time. These are the three times estimated in PET technique. Otherwise, we are not able to determine the activity duration. Above the activity, we are putting duration, that is 3 days or 5 days or 6 days. This can be determined with the help of the time estimations. Otherwise, it is not possible. There are three time estimations are the basically and fundamentally involved in the PET network. Otherwise, there is no possibility to identify the time of each and every task. That is, it refers to the assessment of the number of hours needed to complete a task or a series of tasks. The deeper your understanding of work specifies and nuances is, the more accurate time estimate you can receive. Evaluate the volume of time for the following purposes. That means here, how many hours, how many days, how many weeks, how many months are required to completion of each task or a series of tasks, because a set of tasks is called project network or network analysis. On the basis of this reason, the accurate time estimates, which can be more useful to receive the outcome, that means result of each and every task. Evaluate the volume of time is also very much important. Why? Because you will go to allotted a time for each and every task. It is not an easy procedure. There are various aspects are considered before going to finalize the time. That means the following are the various purposes for time estimations. The first one is identify the amount of work, develop a detailed work broken down structure, and create a list of tasks for achieving significant project milestones and deliverables. Yes, amount of work, that means duration of work, that means quantity of work which will goes to completed. On the basis of this reason, which will goes to develop the detailed work broken down structure, divided into certain smaller parts, and create a list of tasks, a list of milestones for achieving the significant project milestones or deliverables. That means outcomes. First purpose, identify the amount of work. Second purpose is assess how many hours, days or weeks each of the project activities may be take, and sum up individual estimations to get the grand total of time necessary to completion of the task. That means here, assess the how many hours actually required to completion of a one task or milestone. Maybe weeks or maybe months or maybe years, etc. If it is a large project work, the duration is years. On the basis of that assessment, the total project activities may be sum up and making of a interrelationship among them. With the estimation of a grand total of time necessary to make a project success. Next one, types of time estimations. There are three types of time estimations are taken into consideration in optimistic time. Optimistic time means this can be applied anywhere. A project manager, a person is thinking all in project environmental or climatical conditions are suited us, favorable to us. There is no huge risk. All are having a liberalized and easy manner. It can be completed within a stipulated period, no doubt at all. The risk is very minimum and each and every activity is cooperated to us is called optimistic time. That means the manager is having a more happy while handling the task. That is the shortest time in which the activity can be completed. Optimistic time expressed as TO represented estimate of a minimum possible time by which an activity can be completed. Assuming that everything is in order according to the plan and there can be only minimum amount of difficulty. Means here the task or the work has completed within a shorter time, no difficulty, no complexity, each and every work is favorable to us. Why? Because the task is having a predetermined and estimated consisting of a policy making. Here difficulty is there, difficulty is only minimum, a normal, this is not considered. So optimistic time means each and every project climatical conditions are cooperated us, no problem at all. Additionally, it represents the shortest estimated time period within which a task is likely to be completed and is used in project planning. That means which goes to complete it within a shorter period, within a less period in the sense less than estimated time is called optimistic time. It is a one time component for estimation of the PERT. There are various features or properties or merits of optimistic time. Why? Because these are the three pillars of the PERT. Each and every pillar is having its own features. First one is assuming everything proceeds better than is normally expected. Yes, assuming everything is processed, everything is processing, everything is going ahead, everything is cooperated to us, everything is okay, there is no any difficulty, there is no any mistake or there is no any default. Normally which will be goes to completed, usually it will be goes to completed. That is one feature of the optimistic time. Example, roads would be free of any traffic coordination and there will be no stopping at traffic signals. Yes, better example of the optimistic time, that is road is having a very free, no vehicles, no traffic, completely free. In such situation, even though traffic signals are there, you are not able to stop. Like that, the optimistic time is expressing all activities, all activity events are very much cooperated, no mistake, no opposition, no hurdles, no constraints. We are going ahead like traffic signals may be there which will not to completed. We are not able to stop there like that. Next one is the estimate of minimum possible time in which an activity can be completed under ideal condition. Minimum possible time. Basically, optimistic time is a reference of very shortest period the task to be completed. in which activity can be completed under ideal condition. Ideal conditions means suitable conditions. No any opposed conditions. All conditions are cooperated to us, understandable us, and maintainable us. All conditions are less expensive. All conditions are parallel. That means there is no any difficulty, there is no any risk involved. Estimate the minimum possible time. That means how it will be goes to minimum possible time. That means less than the estimated time. It is a one of the feature if you want to goes to call optimistic time atmosphere in the project. Next feature is this is the shortest possible time. Basically, fundamentally, optimistic time is shortest time. There is no any possibility of longest time. During the long period, some difficulties or unknown situations have happened. That is common. In the shortest time, there is no possibility of the hurdles or any constraints. Why? Because it is the shortest time. The policy and the plan is having a strict and understandable. The next feature is so fastest time to complete activity. All conditions are favorable to us. The road is very much clear, free of any traffic. Is the situation, go a fastest movement to complete the activity. Why? Because there is no any problems, there is no any risk. All project environment is cooperated to us. Already spoon feeding position is there with respect to resources, with respect to any designing, etc. etc. Natural and non-natural climatic conditions are cooperated to us. No any local hesitations, no any economic or non-economic problems. In such situation, go fast. A fastest time to completion of the activity. In this, we assume that all the resources are available. Yes, optimistic time means favorable time. When it is possible, already we know all resources are available. No shortage. No delay. Material is coming in time. Technology is coming in time. Policies are making in time. Laborers are doing it more effectively without any delay. They are having their own idea, experience, knowledge. That means all resources are available and cooperated. All resources are coming within a time. That is known as assume all the resources are available or provided. Next one, it does not delay at any stage. Optimistic time means there is no delay at all. That means there is no any stoppage of work due to any cause, natural cause or economic cause or political cause or any cause which should not be disturbed. That means here there is no late, there is no delay at any stage. That means any activity or any task. Then it will goes to call as an optimistic time. Yes. Why? Because all are having a full-fledged resources. All are coming with a in time. All are cooperated. So what? It does not delay at any stage. That means it will be completed within a time without any 1 or 2% time of delay. Next feature is it is generally denoted by TO. Why? Because it is a one substitution while calculating the estimated time. Then it will be goes to denoted TO generally. Some other books are making a other denomination or denoted by other letter. It is not at all a importance. Generally, optimistic time is denoted by TO. It is a one identification or signal for substitution of the values for getting of the optimistic time. The second time component in PET is most likely time. That means here there is no highest possibility environment, but there is no lowest possibility of environment. That means medium range climatical conditions are occupied at a project site. This is known as most likely time. Generally, say like this: 50 to 50% favorable and unfavorable. That means here the type of situation will be goes to happen. This type of time will be goes to executed anywhere, not only project or anywhere. Maybe happened or may not be happened. A situation. Why? Because some practical problems are involved. This time is more understandable, more routine in medium range projects. Optimistic time is a shorter period. Most likely time is a medium range project durations, periods. Why? Because whenever a time is increasing, a practical difficulties are occurred, happened. This is known as most likely time. That means may be favorable or may not be favorable. 50 to 50% chance is there. Favorability and non-favorability is known as most likely time. Generally, it is denoted by TM. That is the completion of time that has the highest probability, most likely time, expressed as TM, represented estimate of time for completion of an activity, which is neither optimistic nor pessimistic. That means medium range. Assuming that things should go in a normal way, and if activity is repeated several times in most of the cases, that means fully optimistic conditions are not identified, and also there is no fully pessimistic time, that means unfavorable position. That means a medium range of climatical conditions are occupied at a project site. Assuming that things should go in a normal way, that means we are assuming all things are going in a normal way. Maybe happen or may not be happen. This is only thinking, not 100% correct. The activities is repeated several times. That means one activity is consisting of repetition to another activity. One activity is focused in other activity until to last. That means one activity effect is on the next activity, which is having an interlink. Where one activity is not having a favorable position, it will go to influence by other activity. That is called repeated several times. Additionally, most likely time expressed as TM represents estimate of time for completion of an activity, which is neither optimistic or not pessimistic, assuming that things should go in a normal way. And if your activity is repeated several times, in most of the cases, it will be completed in time repeated by it. That means what is the meaning of representing? Is estimation of time completion of the activity, which is either optimistic or pessimistic. That means 50 to 50% chance. Here, most likely time is also considering its features, properties. Why? Because there is a medium range climatical conditions occupied at site or project work. On the basis of this reason, majority of the cases, most likely time is having the following features or properties. First one is, it will be completed in time represented by T. The project is completed in time. Yes. How it will be goes to in time? Majority of the cases, it will be completed. That is the meaning. Maybe some gap is there, vacuum is there, may not be completed. It will be completed in time represented by T. Majority of the cases completed, but we are not able to give the surety it will be totally completed. Some gap is there, vacuum is there. That is the first feature of the most likely time. The second one is assuming everything to be happened. That means everything is happened. Happened in the sense may be favorable in majority cases or may not be favorable in some cases. Where you are starting one activity or one task, first of all, the project manager is assuming it will be completed, it will be happened. Otherwise, you are not able to go ahead. That is the meaning of assuming everything is to be happen. The next feature is the largest time the activity might require completing. Here, we remember that critical path can also involved in the most likely time. How much completion of the duration is base if you want to go to make a most likely time. On the base of the highest required time is a base to resolve. It is the most likely time at the project. The next feature is the most probable estimation of time in which an activity is successfully completed under normal conditions is called most likely time estimations. Probability estimation, that means the probability or normal distribution formula can also used in most likely time estimations. That means the things are happened on the basis of probability, which an activity is successfully completed where normal conditions. It is not successfully completed where extraordinary conditions. Extraordinary conditions are like floods, earthquakes, cyclones, strikes, lawsuits. These all are not considered while making of a most likely time estimation. The next feature is this time is based on the previous experience of qualified engineers and foremen. Yes, the time is estimated on the basis of the experience. What happened in the past, this can also happen in the next. That means approximation. That is the reason 50 to 50% chances. There is no guarantee which is compulsory happen. So here, experience, knowledge, qualifications of engineers and foremen or technical peoples or project manager is executing this most likely time. It have few delays which is generally happen in execution of any project. While in optimistic time there is no question of delay, but here generally happen some delay. Some extent of delay to happen, for example 10% or 5% of duration making to delay. That means delay is compulsory in most likely time. It is generally denoted by TM. That means if you want to go to substitute the values, a recognition to be required on the basis of this reason we are denoted by TM. The next time component of PERT is pessimistic time, denoted by TP. Already we know favorable. Second one is maybe favorable or may not be favorable. In third stage is totally unfavorable. There is no any cooperation and coordination. Definitely we say the things are not happened. Definitely we decided there is a time delay to completion of the project. These are all are forced if you want to go to call as pessimistic time. That is the largest time in which the activity can be completed, pessimistic time expressed as TP, largest time. Optimistic time is shorter time. Mostly likely time is medium range time. Pessimistic time is definitely longer activity completed time. Only example, more than 1 year. It is expressed as TP, represented estimation of maximum possible time by which an activity can be completed, assuming that things may not be in accordance with the plan and there can be incidents of difficulties in carrying out the activity. Yes, very difficulties are incurred. Practical difficulties are incurred or occurred. We don't know when the practical difficulties are entered. We are not able to assess the problems. Risk is more. Duration is more. shortage of certain resources are more. That is the meaning of accordance with the plan, not be in accordance with the ban. That means where you are making a plan to execute the project, but practically it is not at all going at the reference of plan. That means incidence of difficulties, complexities, or round up the project environment. That is, pessimistic time expressed as a TP represented estimate of maximum possible time by which an activity can be completed, assuming that things may not be in accordance with the plan and there can be incidence of difficulties in carrying out the activity. Assuming that it should not be completed within a time. Why? Because some difficulties and environmental forces, particularly external environmental forces, internal environmental forces are totally divert the project time. Is called pessimistic time. External means government policies, supplies, problems, acts, rules, etc. etc. Internal problem means strikes, lockouts, non-cooperation, lack of policies, interpersonal relationships, etc. Whatever it may be, all are forced to disturb the project environment. That is the nature of pessimistic time. Pessimistic time is also having its own features. The first one is it represents the longest estimated time period within which a task is likely to be completed. Yes, largest duration, already we know. Assuming everything goes wrong, excluding major catastrophications. That means everything goes wrong. That means not cooperated. When you are touching one activity which will goes to create problems. It is using in project planning. Planning is there, but it should not be strategic planning, which is having some loopholes. The maximum time taken by an activity which delays is called pessimistic time. Maximum time, more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, activity to be completed, which will goes to called as a pessimistic time, because during the long run, unknown problems are created, practical problems are involved. If there is any delay in every stage is included. If any delay is, delay is compulsory. Majority of the cases delay, because there is no formal touch for executing the network. It excludes the natural calamities. Natural calamity means floods and other are may not be excluded. These are included. These are very much focus on the pessimistic time. It is the longest time, already we know, because it is more time to be required. It is known by TP. Let us go to take one example in components of event time estimations in PET. That is, the project information is as follows: activity 1-4, 1-3, 1-2, 4-5, 3-5, 3-6, 5-6, 2-6. Compulsory is there, in fact, optimistic time, most likely time, pessimistic time. Should be given 3, 3, 6, 1, 3, 2, 6, 4, 9, 6, 12, 4, 9, 5, 12, 19, 27, 15, 37, 27, 8, 30, 28. This is a problem. What he is asking, draw the project network. Okay. Second one, it is the approximate probability that job on critical path will be completed by due date at 35 days. That means the project totally completed with 35 days, how much percentage of work to be completed? This is the question. Third one, what is your estimated of probability that the entire project will be completed due date? That means at a critical path date, how much time to be required totally completed? Another question, what due date 90% of chance of being met? That means reverse. If project up to 90% of completed, how much duration to be required? This is a problem. Let us go to see solution. In the first step, first of all, calculate the estimated time and expected time variable. Already we know how to calculate it with the help of a formula. T equal to TO plus 4Tm plus TP by 6. Already the same problem was done in above video. Expected variance is TP minus TO by 6 whole square. Like that. First, in the first step, draw the network diagram. Next step, prepare the table to determine the expected time and expected time variance. This is variance. This is very much needed in further processing. First step is what? First step is prepare the network diagram and expected time and time variance. In the second step, prepare the paths. That means how many paths are there? This is the path 1 dash 2 dash 6. Duration is 14 plus 32. 1, 3, 6, 7 plus 5 plus 12. That means this is duration. 1, 3, 5, 6 like this. 1, 4, 5, 6 like this. Then identify the critical path. That means the largest path. This is 32. Here is also 32. Two paths are having equal characteristics. In such situation, the largest path is taken into consideration. This is only 2 activities. This is 3 activities. Now we are taking this path as a critical path. The critical path is 1 dash 2 dash 6 and 1 dash 3 dash 5 dash 6. The expected project completion time is 32 days. What I have given here, largest as taking into the consideration. For 1 dash 2 dash, the amount is 32 and same is 4, 16 plus. This is 36. That means variance of time of critical path. Variance of time to a critical path 1 dash 2 dash 6. What is the variance here? This is the variance. These amounts are taken into consideration. First one and second one. Already repeated here. Since there are 2 critical paths in this case, the path which largest variance is to be considered as a critical path. Hence, the path 1 dash 3 dash 5 dash 6 is considered. Further action. Now, standard deviation of critical path. That means sigma root of 36. That is the variance of time critical path. 36 has taken into consideration. It gives 6. In the next case, now the probability of completion of the project given by probability less than or equal to TP minus TE by sigma E, where T equal to expected completion time 32 days. That means already has a given. TP equal to proposed completion of the project. Proposed completion of the project 35 days is given in the problem in the first sense. Now probability equal to 35 minus 32 by 6, probability equal to less than or equal to 0.5. That is Z 0.5 from several normal distribution table. That means the 0.5 which will goes to identified in normal distribution table. The table value is 0.5 at the first column is 0.1915. Therefore, completion of the project within 35 days is 1 minus 0.1915, which gives 0.8085, 80.8%. Now I have taken here 1. The condition is there with the help of the parabola of the normal distribution. Whenever the output of the probability is the output of the probability is at 0.5 or less than 0.5, which goes to the value can be deducted from the 1. That is a rule. Next, the probability that the project can be completed in 35 days is 80.85%. For 90% of chance, another question is there. He is asking, if project was completed up to 90%, how much days to be required? This can also implemented with the probability equation. First of all, complete the project within X days. Assume that the total completion period here, X days, proposed to completion period is assumed as X. From normal distribution table 0.1, the value is 0.26. That means the completion of the project is 90%, which can also write as 0.9. The total is 1 minus 0.90, which is 0.1. This is only remaining part. We will also substitute the remaining part. That will goes to identified by the completion period. So 0.1, the value of normal distribution table is there. Now here 0.2 in column 6, 0.1 in column 1, which will goes to give 0.26. This will be substituted in the table. Z equal to x minus 32 by 6. That means standard deviation. This is 0.06 equal to x minus 32 by 6. X equal to 33.56 days. That means if project to be completed at 90%, the number of days required is 33.56 days. That is the conclusion. That means whenever days are given, you will go to calculate the percentage of project completed. Whenever percentage of project completed is given, you will go to calculate the days. This is one important problem in the examination point of view. Thank you.